The dog growls and bares its teeth at you in a wide, unsettling grin. You swear you see a worm emerge from its grey-pink gums, then burrow back in.
Come closer. I dare you.
He sniffs, he snarls.
I am death. There's no defying me. You would mock the beast after crawling into its mouth?
The dog's growls intensify and transform into a rhythmic rasp that mimics laughter. You swear you see the ground behind him momentarily churn and tremble.
Not one step further. I know what you want here, but Qanna's already laid claim to it. Ha! She calls herself master. I call her minion. Whatever name you choose, it is her hand that will wield it, not yours.
The dog raises its head to the stormy sky and howls. The earth beneath you vibrates, a dirge plucked on the strings of a rotting lute.
Necrotic troll, you are summoned. Crawl through the gate. The earth opens for thee.
The lizard hums tunelessly, not a melody exactly, but more of a meandering moan.
10 spans under, humans slept. 10 spans up, the dwarves were kept. Lizards burned in lasting flame. Elven trees towards skies did aim.
She looks to your left with one eye, and to your right with the other.
Keeping watch, tending graves.
She flinches as you move closer.
No, no touching.
Her humming fades. The eerie silence lasts for several seconds.
Riker might get mad. He doesn't like it when someone touches his things. No work. I do it 'cause I like it. Don't cause trouble. Just dig and pluck weeds and shoo the ravens.
She shivers and whispers.
He's a powerful sorcerer. Lives here in the garden. Can take the you from you. No brain, just body. My mind isn't big, but it's still mine.
She points at her head.
The servants, they got nothing up there. Riker has it all now. They need to be freed. Only way, kill Riker. The servants, so lost, chained by Sorcerer Riker, but they can still go home to the hall. Set them free.
The ensuing silence lasts for several seconds, until she picks up the melody once again and turns away.
Nice statue, as statues go.
So poised and proud. Nice statue, as statues go.
So poised and proud.
Here lies Flannel Snook, sadly missed by all the Snooks. Here lies Victor Flynn, a life story cut short here.
Locked. A man wearing a crown. No king of mine.
Here lies Old Lady Boris. No spitting on this grave. Here lies an unknown traveller. His purse saved him from a pauper's grave, but we did not know his name.
A king of cadavers who seems to have things under control.
A man wearing a crown, but no king of mine.
A king of cadavers. He seems to have things under control.
Here lies Glenn Raymond, proud father, died in penury.
A little too magisterial for my liking.
A throwback to a more civilized time. Not that I remember such a time.
A human knight, marching for a crusade he's told to believe in.
Guarding the dead. An honor or a burden? Perhaps both.
The dog spirit rolls his head around, gawking at the ground and sky as if he'd never seen them before, then locks his eyes on yours.
I am death. Anathema, it will be ours. The masses will tremble. Our enemies will bow before the demon blade. Indeed, the masses tremble at my might. We will retrieve Anathema. Our enemies will bow before the demon blade.
He moves to lick his haunches and seems taken aback by his own translucence.
Once a demon, now a weapon. We heard its call and slayed our allies in its name. It is near. With it, We will slay living and undead alike. There will be no mercy.
The canine spirit lifts his head to howl, but can barely manage a whimper. He tucks his tail between his legs, shocked at his own impotence.
So still here, like the air itself's been petrified.
Petrified, from head to toe, a most unpleasant curse. The petrified woman cannot speak, but her eyes glow with the fury of the sun.
Isn't this rich? Cursed by a coffin, and rescued by a cadaver. The indignity.
She huffs in annoyance and rolls her eyes.
Oh, all this trouble, and for nothing. Never figured I'd need frost armor. Oh, but do forgive me. Allow me to bow in gratitude.
She bows in insincere reverence. Her arm rests on her back, hand mere inches from her staff. She looks into the darkness that curtains your face, then unsheaths her weapon and rises from her bow.
Oh, honey, so naive. Anathema's still out there, and I'm not keen on competition, if you get my drift.
A jolt of cursed fire flares from her staff, and you brace yourself for battle.
Bring it.
I'm ready.
yourself.
I'm ready!
Anathema.
The spirit's lip curls upwards. She opens her mouth as if to speak, but her words fade in the tomb's chill. Her lips undulate, and her tongue waggles. Some words you can piece together. Blade, tomb, bastard. The longer you gaze, the more your inner source churns. You are drawn into her, her mind, her body, her past. They are no longer hers, but yours. You sit at a fire. At your left lies a black dog, basking in the warmth. Others huddle behind you. A young elf, a grizzled dwarf, and a skeleton, an undead. You hold a parchment up to the light and point at it. It is there that anathema can be found. The sky is dark, and the roaring fire is now a sad flicker. The others lie around it in a circle, but you hear no snores. Their chests neither rise nor fall. Their eyelids never twitch. You look to your left. The dog's yellow eyes lock with yours, and the two of you turn from the ring of corpses. And you gasp as you are thrust into the present. You take a few deep heaves, then glance at the spirit. Her mouth continues to gabble, but you're grateful that only silence reaches your ears. Qanna's spirit convulses in response. Her ghostly arms reach out, not for help, but instead to flash you a final rude gesture. At first, you might think the figure is a...
Nothing but bone dust. Even the petrified aren't immune to the ravages of time, it seems.
It's hard not to feel some... I watched and he did not leave.
The ghost takes a step back in fear as source pours from your body. The lizard tries to slash at it with her claws, but they pass through it like smoke.
You're like him. You're no better than the elf, you monster! You beast!
Here lies Qanna, noted fencer, a near unblemished record. Here lies Maggie Sandony. Her body lies in cold embrace, her soul went to another place. Here lies David Cray. All shall lose the race with death. Here rests Timus Anchoret. Ever may he look out upon the woods he loved so dearly.
Help! I'm down here! A mind of this magnitude shouldn't be cursed to live like this. Can you dig me up? Well, I used to be... Wait, who did I used to be? I can say with confidence who I am now, at least. A thinker. The likes of which you've never known and never will. Don't worry, there's nothing funny about me.
More not for Crispin, a simpleton's idea of a clever man, and a poor man's idea of a rich one. The skeleton tries to brush the dirt from his clattering bones, then frowns. The moistest bits are still stuck in his cracks and crevices.
Thanks. You're probably looking for a reward, but I haven't got much. Except, you know, the wisdom of the ages.
He pokes a finger against his ossified head.
I'm a bit of a philosopher, you see. Not much else to be, what with all that thinking time. Oh, but I don't just go around giving knowledge away like a common medium.
The skeleton pauses and sighs, then straightens his spine with a clatter.
A soul bond will settle it. A battle of wits. Then the cosmos itself will decide who can better face the truth of our own essence, me or you. A weak soul may not survive the bond. But I'm sure you'll be just fine. Oh, how fun. Just touch this bone on my rib cage here, right over where my heart would be, if, well, you know.
You reach for the rib in question, but nothing feels different. Not until you try to pull your finger away, and it remains glued to the bone.
All right, mister. Deep thought. First up, our purpose in life. I say it's to accumulate knowledge. Pretty great answer, eh? Can you do better than that?
His jaws clack together in a show of self-assurance. A shattering shiver passes through the skeleton's body from toe to head, then back again.
Well, but... let's just move on to the next question. Tell me, Sammy Smarty Pants, is there such thing as free will? I say no. The gods guide our every move. I dare you to outsmart me now. Oh, gods, I can hardly bear to... All right, I need to get a hold of myself.
The skeleton hangs his head low, then yanks it upwards again.
One last query. Is there a difference between right and wrong? The truth is that there is not. Only action and consequence. Oh-ho! I got you there.
You feel the bond break between your finger and the skeleton. You pull your hand quickly back to your side.
I can't bear this existential agony. What have you...
The spirit taps his... Why are you wasting... The site's closed.
The bitter air warms as you near the stone monument. The masked servant does not speak, it only moans.
This part is gated off from the rest. Whoever's buried here must have been important.
Here rests the elven hero Halla. He served Lucian the Divine with great vigor and defended the farmers who feed Reaper's Coast against pitiless bandits. The implements of his heroism shall rest at the site of his victory. Here rests the dwarven hero Bromley. She served Lucian the Divine with honor and cast out the demons that plagued the great woodlands. The implements of her heroism shall rest at the site of her victory. Here rests the lizard hero Vidia. She served Lucian the Divine with great dignity and vanquished the strange beasts that arose from the primordial caverns of Reaper's Coast. The implements of her heroism shall rest at the site of her victory. Here rests the human hero Garrick. He served Lucian the Divine with immense skill and slew the necromancers who preyed upon the dead of Stonegarden Cemetery. The implements of his heroism shall rest at the site of his victory. The earth churns and buckles upwards in several places. Some things are trying to rise to the surface.
Godwoken! You must fall! The God King demands it!
You must fall, so that we may rise!
Let your blood quench our roots, so we may grow.
The covenant shall be fulfilled.
cannot strike me down. I am sworn. I'll yield to none.
Glory is mine.
cannot strike me down. I am strong.
heroes. What happened to them? And what's this covenant?
The heroes of Driftwood lie at your feet, dead for good this time.
There must have been lower standards to be classed as a hero in times past.
Whoever is behind all this will have to try harder if they want to stop us.
They were corrupted somehow. If it could happen to them, it could happen to us. We should be cautious.
This again?
It's a menacing growl. The creature warns you away with a throat-melting groan. At first glance, the spirit seems much like its host, hollow, detached. Yet, in its eyes, you see something more ominous, something not apparent before. Agony. Arthur Bree lies here, sadly missed by customers and family alike. Here lies Porphyria Swan, died of shrieking hysteria. Let the gossips chatter, no matter.
I found something.
Vilnix Creever. Almost sounds like a lizard name. But here. Pauline Lacey lies here, burned in her bed. As in life, so in death.
These are lizard remains. But in the human sense...
Brother, help me, please! What kind of a lizard are you? My troubles will never be over as long as my body rots in a grave like some common human.
The spirit falls silent for a moment, to compose himself.
The eternal fire burns in the lizard quarter of the cemetery. I beg you, cast my remains into the fire. Set my spirit free. I will never know peace otherwise. Isn't helping your kin enough for you? Fine. Do as I wish, and I'll see that you are rewarded. Good. Now take it to the eternal fire. Burn it and free me.
Here lieth Jeffer, first name unknown, and of no further use.
I found something.
The plinth of the statue bears a series of deep, circular scratches upon its stone. The statue can be rotated. You cringe at the sound of stone grating against stone. The sculpture You cringe at the sound of...
I've spotted something.
The headless statue looms over you. The statue doesn't move. Here resteth Edmund Vannelich, gallant soldier, nearly a hero.
This creature is as blank
At
as a
first
silent-
glance, the spirit seems much like its host, hollow. The headless statue... Here rests some of Granson Lock. May the rest of him find peace. Here resteth Edmund Vanalik, gallant soldier, nearly a hero.
have done me a great service, friend. Now, the Hall of Echoes beckons. Come on, mistress. Hear me. Heed me. You've always had a glint in your eye for old Zimski. Don't abandon me now.
Zimski mutters to himself as he traces sigils in the dirt. He spies you, and a shrewd look brightens his eyes. He stretches out a hand, showing you a solitary coin on his palm.
Heads or tails? Suit yourself. Must be nice to be born with Lady Luck's golden spoon in your mouth. Enjoy it while you can. All my life I served her, and see how it ends? In the dirt, just the same as everybody else.
Turning from you, he crouches back to the dirt. He resumes tracing esoteric sigils, his fingertips swirling through the graveyard clay.
Her signs to call her. Oh, Lady Luck always came when I called. For 30 years we roamed Rivellon together. She was my faithful mistress, from card game to wager to grift. She was the life of me. Yet she wants no dead man. Now I cannot influence even a coin toss. But you breathe. I'll wager you've more use for my gifts than I do. Here, tell me what you truly value. If my lady sees fit, I'll give you what I truly value in return. Good enough?
He smiles a foxy smile as he stabs claw-like fingers at your chest. He begins to trace sigils on your flesh. Though you cannot feel his fingers upon your skin, something inside you shifts. You feel a coldness, and a sick longing seeps into your heart. He croons incantations as he works, and his voice is like the throwing of 1,000 dice inside your brain. Your body is suddenly filled with lust for coin and craving for more.
Ah, now you feel her touch. Now Lady Luck sings in your blood as she once did in mine. And now I feel nothing.
Cursed to pray for eternity. But for now, the gods aren't listening.
Cursed to pray for eternity. But for now,
Cursed to pray for eternity.
Praise.
But for now,
Such
the gods aren't
unfaltering
listening.
faithfulness. A pity the gods aren't listening.
As you reach to push open the heavy door, the coils and whirls of engraved wood dance into a new pattern. The semblance of a face arises, a face that seems to look right through you.
Why are you here? Tell me, and mind that you tell me true.
Silence greets your answer. In the distance, you hear the screech of an eagle. Worryingly closer, you hear some kind of a moan. Time passes. At last, the lips on the door creak open, and the door speaks.
Leave.
The face melts back into the wood of the door, and the whirls swirl back into a floral pattern. No amount of pushing can budge the door one crumb. No sound can be heard from within. As you reach to push open the heavy door,
A little sorcerer, come to play. You are a sorcerer, are you not? Perhaps even God-woken. Tell me true, now.
silence greets your answer. In the distance, you hear the screech of an eagle.
Enter.
The face melts back into the wood of the door, and the world...
Stanza.
She hums quietly. The notes move in. Here rests Gawain Rhys, fitfully, son of Idwal, brother to Gwydion, undeservedly loved, unreservedly condemned. May the Seven withhold their grace. Within the Stonegarden's walls, peace be thy immortal fortune, relieved of toil, free of indignity, until thou art called to serve. Did you expect a needle?